Hello, everybody, on the cricket show, Cricket Happenings today. This is your host, Ram, talking to you on the Cricket Happenings show. As usual, looking at some events that happened in the past week as far as international cricket is concerned. Um, One thing I can say, the talk of the week has been one man from the West Indies. His name, Shamar Joseph. Tall, 24 years old, absolutely bustling with energy. He's an absolute live wire. He made his dream debut in the first Test match where Australia beat the West Indies by a 10-wicket margin at the Adelaide Oval. But what a match for this young bloke, Shamar Joseph, who has definitely coined his name as the future cricketer of the West Indies. Talking about Shamar Joseph, he first let me talk. The first thing that he did was uh, the West Indian innings was absolutely in disarray at a particular juncture when 9 wickets were gone for 133 runs. In walked this bloke, Shamar Joseph, and he had the company of Kemar Roche. And it looked like West Indies. He was the number 11 batsman walking in, and it looked like the West Indies were probably going to be bowled out for 100 and 150. But this man, Shamar Joseph, stood there and made 36 runs of 41 deliveries with three fours and one six, forming a partnership with Kemar Roche, which happens to be, Shamar Joseph on the first day itself in his international cricket, basically into test matches on debut, did something that no West Indian has done before. I would say he started breaking the record on the very first day when he scored the highest number of runs by a West Indian number 11 batsman when he made 36 of 41 deliveries with three fours and one six, forming into a beautiful partnership with Kemar Roche, who's not on 17, and taking this West Indian score to 188 all out, which looked a bit respectable, even though this West Indian team were a largely inexperienced team. We had debuts from Cavum Hodge, Shamar Joseph, Justin Greaves. They were all making their debut. And also there were a lot of debuts. I can look at the debuts that were, yeah, it was Justin Greaves, Cameron Hodge, and Shamar Joseph. There were three debutants, and it was relatively an inexperienced West Indian side, and West Indies 188 all out. Yes, it was definitely. I'm going to talk about the other things as well, but I'm going to be training my eyes on only one man. As I said, he has been the cricket talk of the week for me. His name again, Shamar Joseph. And Shamar Joseph now, the bat, everything was over. Now it was the turn with the ball, and that is his main job. Even though he is definitely classified as an all-rounder. I can say one thing about Shamar Joseph. When I saw him in the under 19 World Cup playing for the West Indies, that was the time I said that this boy should definitely be figuring in the international West Indian side. I'm a bit surprised, I have to tell you, that Shamar Joseph, who comes from a village called Barakara, which in West Indies, has found it so long to actually get a place in the international West Indian side, which has been struggling. So definitely, this is my take on it, because I felt he had ounces of talent right from the time I saw him in the under 19 World Cup. Probably his performances were probably not to the expectations of the selectors. Probably that's the only thing that probably tells me that we are only seeing this colorful Shamar Joseph being unveiled by the West Indies only now. So talking about Shamar Joseph again, what a dream wicket for him. Just imagine this: Shamar Joseph is bowling his maiden ball in Test cricket, and look at what he did. Let me talk about Shamar Joseph. He's a tall guy, 24 years of age, has a nice, good run up to the wicket, has a nice, good bowling action, and besides that, he's tall as well, so he definitely can get the bounce. And over and above that, the good thing is that he couples that with pace. So he has pace in him. And I'm definitely looking forward. I was a bit surprised that in the second innings, even though it was a lost cause, I thought Craig Braithwaite, the West Indian captain, should have probably given him the new cherry right away to have a real go at the Australian batsman. But let's talk about Shamar Joseph once again. Now, Shamar Joseph is actually delivering his very first ball, his maiden ball in Test cricket. And let's see what happens. And here comes Shamar Joseph bowling to Stephen Smith. The ball is just outside the off stump. There is a shuffle by Smith, and so Stephen Smith is a goner. He has been taken behind by. I think he has been taken in the slips. The ball has been nailed. A very good catch taken by Justin Greaves at third slip. And Shamar Joseph is absolutely on cloud nine. Stephen Smith got Greaves, bowled Joseph for 12. And look at Shamar Joseph. He is not allowing anybody. He started running away to the boundary line, telling all the West Indians, telling him to follow them. And he's just running with all the West Indian players running behind him. But, he's not able to be caught. And finally, yes, he's caught. And Shamar Joseph, what a dream start for him. And definitely, when I've seen this is the first wicket that Shamar Joseph has taken, and and then he also went on to bowl a bouncer, forcing Manus Labuschagne to hook at the delivery, and he was taken by Gudikai Ishmoti. So that was his second wicket. And finally, in the first innings, he ended up with figures on his maiden Test match on debut. Shamar Joseph had bowling figures of 20 overs, 2 maidens, 5 wickets for 94 runs. And I can tell you, his bowling has added an absolute sharpness to the teeth of this West Indian bowling attack. I can tell you that. What a bowler Shamar Joseph is. As I said, he is the future West Indian all-rounder, no doubt about it. And magnificent. And also what one likes about him, the energy that he brings. In the first innings, the first wicket when he got, he started running away. But in the second day, when he started getting the wickets, he started telling all his West Indian teammates, just follow him. And, you need such characters in cricket. And I think he's going to be one wonderful character, one colorful character as far as international cricket is concerned. Now, talking about the West Indies second innings, I have to say it was a bit of a real caving in by the West Indies, which was absolutely surprising after they put up a good show, even though it being a relatively inexperienced side. One would have expected the West Indians to put a much better show. So now, since I have already talked about Shamar Joseph, and also just keeping the talk on Shamar Joseph, yes, even in the second innings, he went down swinging. He hit 3 boundaries in a sweet knock of 15 of 12 deliveries, and he was gone for 15. But every time, when Shamar Joseph gets there, whether it is with a bat, ball, or in the field, I think there is something going to happen, because he brings such boundless energy into the ground, and even the Aussie spectators were really enjoying every bit of Shamar Joseph. And why not? As I said, he looks one colorful character in international cricket now. Talking about the Aussies, were given just a pittance to go and win the match. And I was a bit surprised that the West Indian skipper, Craig Brathwaite, did not give the new cherry because look at what he did. I know it's not much of a it is not much of a big deal, because it was just 26 runs to get. But you have to. I felt that Craig Braithwaite should have definitely immediately given the ball the new cherry to this bowler, because I mean, you already know that you have a bowler who has done much, is very confident, he's full of fire right now. I mean, uh, that is, according to me, that would have been great encouragement. You should have just handed over the ball to Shamar Joseph, and look what he did. Even in the 26 runs that they were trying to get, he sent Usman Khwaja to hospital by hitting him on his jaw. I mean, I understand. I really feel sorry for Usman Khwaja, but I mean, this is the quality of this bowler. I mean, he can bowl good bouncers. He gets the ball to move away from the batsman, and he seems to be the right fit for West Indies. I'm very happy that West Indies have unearthed a bowler of like a Shamar Joseph. Yes, we are talking about early days, but definitely he has made a huge impression on West Indies cricket. Talking about now I'm going to. So, since I wanted to talk about this man who was making the cricket headlines today, on this week, Shamar Joseph. Now I want to slowly get on to this particular match, which was played the first Test match at the Adelaide Oval. The outcome was that West Indies had a very, very easy victory. The Australians crushed the West Indians by 10 wickets. Now, talking about the West Indies batting, now, one thing that we have to understand here, Craig Brathwaite, the captain, and Tagnara and Chandrapal both were not able to get any good knocks in either of the innings. And that is a big question mark, because let's understand this West Indian batting lineup, if at all they have to really go the distance, it is very essential that Craig Brathwaite, the captain, who is an absolutely a wonderful stone bowler, who is perfectly made for Test cricket, and Tagnara and Chandrapal, who had a very good time when he started his career, which was against the Aussies in Australia, down under. So Tagnara and Chandrapal, and by seeing that both of these batsmen really failed to really perform, that is going to be a big problem. Now, in the subsequent matches, the second match that is coming up, the second Test match, it's very essential that Craig Brathwaite and Tagnara and Chandrapal, as openers, really put up a good show. They put up a very good partnership. Now, let's talk about these youngsters, the young talent of the West Indians, which was unveiled. Kirk McKenzie, getting his maiden 50 in Test cricket, that was a great feeling. He was really getting well behind the line of the ball, had a nice sort of a watertight defense, played some very pleasing strokes in a knock of 50, which included 7 boundaries. Ali Katanaze also looked good till such time he got out. We already saw his talent when he made his debut against India, in the West Indies. Well, he could make only 13 runs, which can be understood. He shouldered arms to a ball from Hazelwood and lost his stumps. Cameron Hodge was another debutant who looked pretty impressive with his batting, even though it was a very short stint. He tried to play out the bowlers, 12 2 boundaries. And Justin Greaves was also making his debut. He contributed 5 runs. He was a bit of disappointment, one could call, as far as the bat is concerned. Joshua is a relatively experienced person now in West Indian cricket. He could make only 6. And that was the story. And there says Shamar Joseph and Kemar Roche were the ones put up a wonderful stand to get the West Indians to a sort of a respectable total of 188 in the end, with a 4-wicket back to Josh Hazelwood and Pat Cummins, and 1 wicket apiece to Mitchell Stark and Nathan Lyon, I reckon. Nathan Lyon. Now, Australia, 188 definitely, but the West Indians, as that Shamar Joseph was the man who did the early strikes. Then again on the second day picked up Cameron Green early, but Travis Head was the one who was standing in between them. And what a knock from Travis Head! I mean, every time you see this bloke comes in there, sticks it out, and finally he's there to not only get the Australians out of a crisis, but he also sees to it that the Australia go on to win the Test match. Travis said, the man of the match, 119 with 12 fours and 3 sixes. So that was as far as Travis said was concerned. I've already spoken about the 5-wicket haul. Also, a few words about Kemar Roche 248, 155, Alzari Joseph. But Justin Greaves, I have to really credit him. He bowled very well. I was pretty impressed with Justin Greaves bowling. 15 overs, 3 minutes, 236 on his debut was a wonderful feeling. West Indies, in their second, one would have probably expected the West Indians to put up a very good show. I mean, that was, making, but I have to really, really give full credit to the West Indians. Even though they made 188, they restricted the Aussies to 283. The lead was only 95 runs. Yes, it was quite huge, no doubt about it. And West Indies in the second innings, one would have expected them to put up a much better show after what they did in the first, but it was not to be. It was the Aussie bowling totally dominating. Josh Hazelwood, as you know, what a great bowler he is. Look at his bowling figures: 14 overs, 6 maidens, 35 runs and 5 wickets. Totally towed through the West Indian batting lineup. 246 for Mitchell Starc, 2 wickets for Nathan Lyon, and 1 for Cameron Green. Looking at this West Indian card, the highest scorer was Kirk McKenzie once again. Kirk McKenzie again showing his stuff there. 26 of 35, there was 4 boundaries in that. 24 coming from Justin Greaves, which was good to see. 18 from Joshua De Silva and Alzari Joseph. So 120, and then 26 runs to get. Usman Khwaja, retired hurt for 9, and that's the reason I said Stephen Smith was not on 11. It was just a mere formality, but Shamar Joseph bowled only 1.4 overs. I would have definitely, after looking at the performance, I thought Shamar Joseph should have been given the new cherry, and it would have been very interesting. So Shamar Joseph, I think, needs to get as much encouragement as possible, and I'm sure he's with experience. He's going to be. I won't be surprised that he becomes one of the strike bowlers for the West Indies. And as I said, he might be the man. And I'm really looking forward. If Craig Brathwaite, by chance, watches this show, I would love to see Kemar Roche is an experienced bowler. He's a very good bowler, no doubt about it. But I would love to see this confident young man, Shamar Joseph, get the new cherry in his hands and really hurl it at the Aussies in the second test match that is coming up. Well, dear fans, I think I've taken a lot of time talking about Shamar Joseph today. It really gives me a lot of pleasure to talk about this boy who was really the cricketer of the week. And as I said, that was the cricket headlines today. So I think I spent a lot of time here. So now I'm going to go on to the New Zealand versus Pakistan, where New Zealand have been dominating Pakistan to the hilt. And what a knock from Finn Allen the other day. I'm just going to only talk about that particular knock which Finn Allen played the other day, which was absolutely an electric knock. What a knock from Finn Allen. And Finn Allen has been extremely consistent. Finn Allen made 137 of just 62 deliveries, which included 16 sixes and 5 boundaries. And 16 sixes is the maximum which is hit by a player in T20 matches. He has equaled, I think, Chris Gale's record. I think Brendan McCullum's record. It's a joint record, but what a player, Finn Allen. Look out for Finn Allen in the T20 World Cup in the United States and West Indies. What a knock from Finn Allen. I mean, the New Zealand made 224 for 7, and Finn Allen was the toast of Dunedin on that day on the third T20 match. And as I said, New Zealand have been totally dominating the Pakistanis in the T20 series. And Hazard Rauf was the one who was absolutely, it was a murderous assault by Finn Allen on the bowling of Asad Rauf. If you look at Asad Rauf's bowling figures, that will really tell you what was the amount of punishment that was meted out to Haris Rauf. That Haris Rauf bowled his costliest overs in T20 cricket when he leaked 60 runs of 4 overs with only 1 wicket to show besides his name. Finally, we also know this the Under-19 World Cup is underway in South Africa. Today there was India played the first Under-19 World Cup match, and they had an easy victory by 84 runs against the Bangladesh under 19 team. The spinners were pretty impressive. Others Singh with the bat made a good contribution of 76, getting the man of the match, and the spinners were very impressive. It was Soumya Pandey, 4 for 24. His returns, he bowled very well. And also the other the other spinner Mushir Khan was good, 2 for 35. And well, I have with this I have to end this cricket show for now. But I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast and look forward to speaking to you once again tomorrow. That's on Sunday on my next cricket show. I will be covering the New Zealand versus Pakistan, the final T20, which is coming up probably 5 hours from now here, standard time. Um, and the only thing I can say is that New Zealand are about to give a real hiding to the Pakistanis in the final T20. Can Pakistan stop the New Zealand juggernaut? That's the question. We will learn about it soon, in probably 4.5 hours time from now. Well, dear fans and subscribers, this being said, it's about time for me to pull the curtain down on this cricket show. Thank you.